Hello and welcome, beautiful, beautiful, precious souls. Welcome to this Helios reading, this sun reading. I've really enjoyed doing these over the past couple of months. It was something new that we were trying out, and that is, you know, a lot of people talk about the upcoming energy for the week ahead. By the way, that reading has already gone out of that angelic insight to get you prepared for what's coming up next week. But and a lot of people talk about the moon, right? And many other planets, but I've not actually come across many people talking about the sun and what he wants to bring forward, specifically the energy of Helios, the energy of Ra, of that sun god, right? So this is what these readings are intended to do. The sun represents our ego, our I am presence, right? You know, our character, what it is that we are showing up with in the world, right? More of the direct energies. So it can also represent divine masculine, although there are a few planets that represent that. So what I love to do with these readings specifically is I love to ask the energy of the sun to come in and actually talk to us, the energy of Helios to come in and actually share with us what the next month is going to be like as he moves from Capricorn, that grounded earth sign of Capricorn, into wonderful Aquarius, which is all that thinking outside the box, and you know, that wonderful innovative energy of the air sign that is Aquarius. There are so many planets, right, that are going to be in Aquarius right now. We have entered that age of Aquarius. You will see in the next few weeks, you will see a lot of interesting things coming up, especially as many different planets will station in that Aquarius energy, which will bring forth that liberation, that rebellion, that kind of, you know, outside thinking and restructuring kind of energy. But I've done many videos on that, so do check back on one of those if you wish to delve more into that Aquarius energy. But for now, I've got 3 decks of cards here, or parts of decks of cards. This one is a full deck, which we will work with afterwards. But what I would love to see is let's paint the picture for the next 4 weeks. So on Tuesday, the sun moves into Aquarius, just as the moon is actually at her first quarter as well, incidentally, which I may do a video on. So many people are feeling the Ascension symptoms, right? Many people are feeling that woozy, kind of spaced out, kind of off balance type of energy. So I'm wondering how that's going to show up in this reading as well. And yeah, let's get started, you guys. Let's get started. So beautiful, beautiful Helios sun energy moving into Aquarius. What is it you want to share with us? Can we paint a picture for the next 4 weeks here? What do you want to share with us about these 4 weeks? It's the first week. All right, we've got Archangel Michael coming in with the world here. I'm pretty sure we started the last month's reading with this as well. This is very much bringing in that energy of completion from the get-go, right? You know, this is still kind of anchoring in the light that we received, the changeover of light source that we received on Yule, right? On the winter solstice is what I'm being brought to here. Is you know, Archangel Michael is looking after this whole year, right? So there are things that are happening and will be happening this year, and it may make us question things a little bit. But what I'm hearing here with Archangel Michael is do not worry, right? Do not worry, because we are looking after the whole thing. If you want to have a smooth ride and really complete things, then what we need to look at is your perception of things, right? Perception of events, perception. And are you letting yourself get distracted, or are you letting yourself stay focused? Right, so there is a full circle happening. There is a happy ending happening here. There is a completion happening. Do note as well, this is obviously the first... the first week of the sun moving into Aquarius, and I know for many people who are in the States that the 20th is a big day, right? For people who are tuning into whatever is going on the Earth stage. But Archangel Michael is actually coming in to say, you know what, don't get distracted. Do not get distracted by anything that is happening there. You know, this is about you right now. This is about you, and this is about you staying away from that tide of emotion, right? Because you know what, beautiful divine masculine energy that is within each and every one of you. Like, although you are able to, you know, be in emotion and tune into emotion, the divine essence of us does not get swept away by the emotion. That's what Moses is coming out here to say as well. So let's draw another card. What else is coming through here for the first week that you're in Aquarius? What do you want to share with us? Decision. Exactly, there is a decision to be made. I'm going to hold on to that card just for a moment. Yeah, actually, okay. There is a decision that wants to be made here. So I'm actually just pulling these cards as I'm getting drawn to pull them from whichever deck. Just in case anyone's wondering if there is any method here. There is no specific method. I'm just pulling whichever pile of cards I'm being asked to pull from. So the first week there is very much this decision, but once again, this is kind of about who you want to be, right? Who do you want to be this year? right? That's how this is starting out. Who do you want to be this year? There is a decision that's been made by yourself, right? But is it balanced? You know, is it balanced? Is it where you want to go? Are you actually, have you started the year by following that decision? You know, many people will have kind of thought on the new year, you know, they would have kind of gone through the whole process of reflecting over last year and what you want to bring in for this year. And many of you will have worked with the moon cycle and the new moon and planting those seeds. But really right now we're getting to this decision in this first week is like, you know, do you want to fly free or do you want to stay in this cage here? Look, there is this one bird left in the cage. Don't be that bird stuck in the cage, right? Let go, let go, let go of anything you can't control. That's what Aquarius is saying here. And this is exactly what it's all about. It's taking flight, right? Allow yourself to take flight. You know, justice will happen as and when it's meant to, but that's not part of our problem, right? Archangel Raguel is coming in here just to, you know, let you know not to. It's funny because I'm actually more being drawn to the fact that we've got Archangel Raguel here saying, you know what, there may be much injustice currently in the world, but don't let that distract you from your own path. And I'm being drawn to this number 8, this abundance that is waiting for you, because the more that you actually spend time in any conflicting or divisive energies, regardless of where you stand on them, but the more you get drawn into that, right, the more division that's going to happen, right? Do you see what I mean? So the sun's coming in here to say, you know what, and Archangel Michael's coming in here to say, hey, you know what, do not get distracted, because this is where you make that decision. I'm just going to pull a dragon card as well. You make the decision as to whether, yeah, look at this, as to whether your path stays protected or whether you get drawn in and go through this for another year, another cycle, right? So there's a lot of strength and a lot of wisdom wanting to come through, right? A lot of sovereignty wanting to be called back to yourself, and that's what the first week of the sun being in Aquarius is going to be, right? It's going to allow you to see things from a different perspective and kind of have a little bit of I'm kind of hearing like disconnect, but not disconnect from like a total kind of not being part of this earth and how she's ascending, but more kind of like, you know, you're disconnected from how you're letting it affect you, and you're perceiving it in a different way, right? So we've got the royal blue and gold dragon here. So this is Archangel Michael at the start. This is Archangel Michael's dragon. So Archangel Michael is literally completely holding on to this week, right? And the dragon comes through to remind you, you know, like awaken to your own majesty and wear your cloak of power with pride, right? And this is that sovereign power. This is about that decisiveness and that action, right? You know, this is about making that decision to fly free and to follow your own path and not get swept up in the emotion of the world and the waves that are coming. And just to put it out there as well, you guys, you know, many people are feeling these ascension symptoms, right? And they show up in various different ways. They show up as aches and pains, especially down your spine. They show up as headaches, right? Like really wanting to go to sleep, being really tired but struggling to sleep, you know, feeling a bit out of sorts because you're receiving all these light codes. And what tends to happen as these light codes filter in is it kind of disturbs the dirt, right? Because the more light that we house, it brings up what doesn't align, right? So that we can process it, work through it and release it so that we can then hold more light. If you are feeling a little bit out of sorts, I've just put a special on my Facebook page, so this is available for anyone that wishes to, but essentially an ascension symptoms healing, a tune-up, right? And it's a remote service where and it's got a really quick turnaround as well of around 3 days we can get this booked in for you, but it's a remote healing service, so you don't have to book an appointment, you just have to say you want this session. And we actually look at harmonizing your mind, body, your mental body, your physical body, your spiritual body, and your emotional body, and allowing anything that's kind of blocking and resisting those light codes coming in to just pull away from them. You know, I worked with the Arcturians doing this, and some wonderful modalities of healing to remotely access and clear your energy. Obviously with help from the wonderful guides that are helping us do that. So if you are drawn to that, they are only £20. It's probably one of the lowest priced things that I have to offer, but has the most impact right now. So if you are getting drawn to that, just let me know. I'll put the link in the description box below. But let's have a look at week number 2. I'm really curious to see what is coming in here then. Thank you so much. We've got Leap of Faith. Wonderful. Okay, Archangel Metatron coming in here. You know, who governs the great central sun, of course. So we've got Leap of Faith, so we've got this reset happening. So the first week is very much about you making this decision, right? Then week 2 is going to happen, you know. Archangel Metatron is looking after this week. You know, what do what gives you joy. What do you want to do? Listen to your heart. You know, it's like you've got a fresh slate, it's like you've got fresh canvas, you know, and you get to really create here. You get to really create what you want to be, and not only be, but, you know, in every aspect of the word, be, do, have, you know, what you want to see, what you want to show up, what experiences you want to have. Mestron's coming in here with that, and they're asking for another card here, and peace, exactly. And we've got Archangel Azrael, which is the archangel who is working with transitions, you know, grieving, releasing the past, and, you know, rebirthing, you know, let go and let God is the phrase that's on this card, and that's very much what is happening here. You know, the second week into Aquarius, you know, the second week into Aquarius, we're really having the opportunity to really rebrand ourselves, is what I'm hearing right now. You know, rebrand ourselves. Let's see what cards want to come out here as well with the dragons. Thank you so much. The crystal yellow dragon. This is about higher learning. This is wisdom. This is Archangel Uriel's dragon, right? So call upon the crystal yellow dragons to expand your crown chakra for illumination and walk the higher spiritual path. You know, the divine, just to point at this, you guys, as well, the divine masculine, you know, he's charismatic, he's sure, he takes action only when it's inspired. You know, he isn't working and doing this whole routine. He is seeing the bigger picture, and he is you know, he's got full understanding and full faith, right? His spirituality is on par. It's like, you know, spot on, just like his emotions, you know, they're steady and they're stable, right? You know, we often think that emotions are a divine feminine thing, but the divine masculine, you know, a masculine energy in his divinity and his sovereignty has full control over his emotions, and how that life force energy, how they're indicators, and how the life force energy within oneself works, right? You know, he's not swayed by whatever's going on outside, right? And that's what the crystal yellow dragon is asking here, because there's so much wisdom that wants to come in and help you with, right? Higher wisdom, really kind of, like I say, out the box thinking, which Aquarius does bring. And this is about you on your higher spiritual path. Okay, there's a few cards coming in here. Okay, we've got Gold Solar Dragon as well. Right, okay, I'm going to put all of these out, but I'm going to put this one down here. Okay. Let's try this again. So we've got Air and Fire Dragon coming out, and we've got Thor's Dragon. Now this card came out, you guys, in the weekly reading. So there is massive consistencies of themes happening here. So do check out that weekly energy reading if you do wish to have a little bit more in-depth understanding as to what next week is going to bring, right? So that you can prepare yourself, so that you can know what energy is coming up, so that you can work with it, you know. But once you tap in, once you release the old you, the identity of you that you've held on to, once you've released that and you're trusting here, you know, you've got access then to more higher wisdom, for something that's going to really fulfill you, right? And not only that, but then you're able to get creative. We've got Air and Fire coming in here, and what's really fascinating is, you know, we've got you know, we have the wonderful you know, Aquarius is that air sign, right? Aquarius is that air sign. I'm really curious because we've got obviously Aries coming in a couple of months, right, which is that fire sign here as well. So I'm wondering whether this guy's going to pop out for that reading as well. But these wonderful energies are very creative. You know, this is about being on fire and kind of like inspired, aligned, inspired action is going to get taken once you delve into that creativity aspect as well, because it's not just the feminine that's creative. I mean, she's known for that, but it's not just the feminine energy that's creative, the masculine is too, because he receives the he has those downloads, and he just goes and gets whatever it is that he knows that is part of his mission, his plan, his way forward, right? And then we've got Thor's dragon coming in here, red, black and gold dragon. This is about protecting you in times of change. So there is going to be change coming in. We know that. We know there is change coming in, right? But that's why Aquarius, that's why it's the age of Aquarius, right? Because Aquarians do well with change, because once again, they think outside the box. They are able to kind of see the bigger picture. They see the structure that maybe earth signs have had, right? You know, because we've come out of a 200-year of Capricorn, which there was that kind of structure, the management, the kind of leader, and I'll tell you what to do. And, you know, Aquarius is like, no, actually, I'm bringing my power back within myself, and that's coming through this week here. And Thor's dragon is coming in to help protect us and let us know that we are safe, right, through that change, because, you know, it can knock us for six, right? But, you know, we don't need to be worried about that. We can relax and carry on being creative and just trust in the process, because it's all coming through, right? Let's have a look at a third week. Now the golden solar dragon really wants to come in here. It feels like it kind of wants to be at the end. I'm just like, you know, and this is adapting to change. I only wanted to pull 5 cards and I have 6, but that's fine. So the golden solar dragon is very much about standing in your masculine power with wisdom. So this is bridging the gap between week 2, week 3. Because once again, we've got these light codes coming in, Once again, you guys, if you're feeling a little bit out of sorts with the light codes that are coming in, and you want a little bit of assistance integrating them, just give me a shout. Seriously, these sessions are really awesome. But we've got trust coming in. Once again, what did we just say? You can trust, right? We've got Vishnu coming in with trust. Archangel Michael, again, you can do it. So this is indicating that, you know, there's going to be this shift, right? There's going to be a shift where you're going to have to put some action in, and it may be a little bit uncomfortable, because you're going to be doing something that may be a little bit out of your comfort zone. And what's really fascinating about that is that, you know, even the divine masculine, you know, he can feel uncertain, right? He can feel uncertain, and you can go, oh, okay, that's a little bit out of my comfort zone here. I'm not used to this. Taking a sip of my drink here. But, you know, going into week 3 here, very much starting out with that trust. You can do it. Please have faith. I'm going to pull one more card here. Meditate. Once again, look where it's underneath as well. Decision, higher wisdom, meditate, right? You know, we've got the Buddha coming in here. We've got Buddha coming in here to once again remind you that you are your own authority. No one else can take that from you. No one else can walk your path. No one else can do it for you either. No one else can. Only you can, right? Where are the Archangel cards? There they are. Let's see what else is coming in this week. Thank you. Strength, yes. And you're getting, and this meditation, this taking space for yourself is actually going to help you with your strength. With that gateway, we've got the number 11 here, that gateway coming in. This is that self-confidence, that forgiveness for whatever you've done in the past, right? Letting that go and allowing yourself to forgive any judgments you may have had on yourself, right? And once again, this is a subtle energy that I'm talking about when I say forgiveness of the judgments that you've had on yourself. That is quite a subtle energy, but you know what? When the divine masculine is wrong, he says he's wrong, right? And he doesn't spend time wondering whether, you know, he doesn't waste time over beating himself up about it. He just goes, oh, okay, that was maybe right for that time, but now I'm going in a different direction, so I'm not going to spend time worrying about that. I'm just going to go with strength onwards, right? Divine guidance comes through then. Yeah, absolutely it does. Absolutely. So the third week, we are looking at a lot of trust coming in. A lot of trust is needed, but Michael's got you, you know. Divine guidance is going to come through by the end of the week. So, and what's really nice as well is that this is taking us into in bulk, right? Which is the 1st of February. So we've, you know, this is that third week. This is the first week of February, right? You know, we've had our full moon, right? We've had our full moon for anyone that tunes into both the lunar and the Helios transmits here, transmissions. But we've had that full moon where we've been trusting, and we've harvested whatever it is that we wanted. And with strength, we're going to go forward and just kind of, you know, have appreciation and love and respect for what's come through here, and you know, and be really open to alternative approaches, be really open to different ways that the universe is wanting to provide here, be really open to showing up differently, not being afraid of and afraid's a big word, right? But not being afraid of kind of, you know, this is the identity I'm taking forward now and I'm showing the world. I know it's been very different. I'm not going to be afraid of any judgment coming in at me, because I know that that only comes from myself. And that's why the divine masculine is going to go, you know what? Yeah. That's the key here, is that, you know, it doesn't matter what anyone else is saying, because if there is judgment, it's because it comes from me, right? And that's being mirrored out, and he knows that, right? So he takes that opportunity, you know, to go within and get even more aligned, right? That's why meditation's coming out here. But let's see what the last week of Aquarius is going to bring for us. What energies can we expect to see play out here? We've got the star and we've got new beginnings. Beautiful. Change your life on the bottom of the deck. I'm going to pop that one out as well. Okay, I hope you can see these. I'm overlapping them a little bit now. That's okay. So we've got Archangel Jophiel coming in with a star, right? This is that dream coming true. This is you being aligned in direction. This is that union as well of divine masculine, divine feminine. This is the end of a difficult situation. You know, this is kind of like the picture here. She's released and she's pouring out the water jugs and she's just, no, all that extra emotion, it's not mine. And then we're moving to new beginnings with Archangel Jeremiah, right? This is finding your purpose. You know, that divine guidance from the end of the 3rd week in Aquarius is going to lead you to really believing in yourself and walking along that new path, right? And looking at the past, looking at where you've like it's like doing a life review whilst you're still alive. That's what you're going to be doing, right? And you're going to be looking back and going, that's okay. That's okay. It was like the first part of my life up to now was really, really great, and things are changing and shifting, and I'm going to shift with them. And we really have that change of life coming in here. You know, this is like a revelation is coming in here, right? You know, breaking free of anything that's really been restricting you. And I'd be really curious to see where Mars is in his transit here, because this is very much linked to Mars as well, the Mars energy of that action. Because we've got embracing the opportunities that change brings, and that's what's going to be happening, right? Is that, you know, in February we're going to see massive change, right? You know, things aren't going to go away because something has been developed in this country or something has happened in this country. You know, what we've experienced the past year is not going to just disappear overnight, but what will happen is that, once again, this is going to be a new beginning for each and every person, because the Aquarius energy brings us back to our own sovereignty, brings us back to our own inner authority. No longer are we going to be looking to other people to go, what do I need to do? What do I need to believe? You know, do I really need this? Do I really need that? You know, you're not going to be looking outside, and that's what's going to change your life. It feels like, although there may be things showing up in the outer world that's going to reflect this, what's really interesting is that it feels very much like this is actually your inner revelation, and that's where the union of the divine feminine, which we're seeing here with the star coming in, is really playing her part here, you know, because it's accessing the subtle energies as well. Let's pull they want to do a dragon card first. Sunshine Yellow Dragon. Ah, I love it when this card comes in. It's like helping animals, right? You know, helps you to help animals, heal, respect, understand them, serve animals. But what's really interesting about this is that it's just that peace, right? It's that peace, it's that joy. That's the energy that this card brings out. And we've got sacred geometry here everywhere with spirals, and, you know, it really is, you're going to find that connection, you know, with... And look, we've got Pan coming in. A great partner, great 2 cards to partner together here. And we're coming in with that fertility, right? And that's exactly what's going to be happening. Once again, we've just moved through in bulk, right? The wheel turns. So, you know, when we look at like the mid, and this is around Valentine's Day as well. Hey, Archangel Jophiel's coming in around the 14th, around Valentine's Day, and for that last week of Aquarius. And look at what that brings, right? Look what that union brings. It brings all this wonderful creativity, joy, fertility, right? If you want to birth a new you, oh, it's going to be happening very soon, my friend. And chances are as well, right now, you don't even know what it is that you want to be birthing, and that's okay. Because the identity within you is evolving currently as we speak, right? You are becoming more authentically you than you've ever been before as we speak, as you hear this. And it will just bit by bit fall into place. And there can be that energy of kind of wanting it all to happen now. But this is a slower process. Look, there's 4 weeks here. This is just going to drop in bit by bit by bit by bit. And patience is going to be one of those things that your divine masculine, you will need to have. And that's okay. And that's why meditate is coming in here, middle of the, you know, just after the middle here. You know, that's why we've got meditate, because, you know, bringing that patience, you know. And look, I love how we've got yellow coming in a couple of times here as well, right? We've got so much, we do actually have so much divine masculine energy with the golden solar dragon, right? You know, with, you know, with the Siddhartha Gautama and Vishnu. Yeah, really, really fascinating. So if we were to pull one last card for the Aquarius Sun, what would it be? One last card of guidance. What would it be? Ooh. Earth and Water Dragon creates the foundation of new growth. A fresh start is coming. A fresh start is coming. with new opportunities, nurture your ideas and harvest the abundance. That's exactly what's happening right now. We're moving out of that winter period, right? We're moving out of that winter period. We are really shifting and creating right now, rebecoming, realigning, nurturing self, and allowing the seeds that have been planted over the past couple of months to really start to blossom, right? Really start to bloom. It's really beautiful. And you guys, if you're not yet on my Facebook page, Ascension to Love with Alice, do feel free to jump on there. We do card readings on there every now and then, and different content is posted on there. And I do actually still have reduced in price currently, full angelic guidance sessions, right? So if you are wanting to have a little bit more guidance around this aspect of you know, the shift that's going to be happening, I do have sessions that are available for next week. And they're only £55 for a full angelic guidance session, right? So they're live, they are done face to face over Zoom, and they're just so helpful. Have a little look at some of the reviews that I posted and some of the comments that I posted. But you guys, I hope this has been so helpful. There is so much change happening. Aquarius is really going to allow you to expand and to fly if you wish to, right? If you're taking the advice that is given here, you know, by not getting dragged into things, by making a decision to fly, you know, by not allowing your emotions to get dragged into anything that's going to be happening on the earth stage, right? Because there's going to be so much distraction available. Are you going to tune into it, or are you going to tune into yourself, right? Because we've got so many cloaking dragons as well, right? You know, Archangel Michael's dragon, Thor's dragon, you know, lots of fire coming out here, air and fire dragon. Archangel Uriel with his wisdom, you know, release, release, release. Archangel Michael coming in a few times here, right? So there really is that that strength being offered to walk your golden path, right? This month is really going to be felt so much more than you have done before. So with that, I'm going to bid you all farewell for now. So much love, so many blessings, and do share this video if it resonates with you and you think someone else might benefit from it. And do look out for the other readings that we do, the lunar transmissions, which is so much fun. They help tap into more of the subtle energies, and the weekly angelic insights, which is where the angels come and join us, and they give us a bit of foresight into the week ahead so that we can be prepared for what we may expect to feel energetically, right, or expect to see. So they're always super helpful. And in the meantime, so much love to you, so many blessings. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now.